Tony Colors, owner of Standing Ovation Entertainment and Ideal Weddings with DJ Tony Colors. You can find me at facebook.com/Tony L. Goings or on Instagram at instagram.com/DJ Tony Colors. But right now, you are tuned into the BRI, Black Research Institute, with the niggas, Denoris Wilson.
You deserve a standing ovation.
In the Black American reality, the people are presented with representations of real-life kings and queens through the medium of the Black Research Institute, BRI. These are their stories.
It's your girl, Ro Wilson, and you are now tuned into the BRI, Black Research Institute, with your boy, Denoris Wilson.
Just K Music.
Stay tuned.
Hey, everybody, this is Arthur Custodio Gomes, and I'm checking out BRI, Black Research Institute, with my brother, Denoris Wilson. So, check him out.
Welcome everybody to the BRI, which is the Black Research Institute. My name is Denoris Wilson. And again, welcome everybody to the BRI, which is the Black Research Institute and Unlimited the Sky. See, I try to merge entertainment with information, and the icing on the cake, it's a dope conversation. Ain't no time for the faking, debating, or the hating. I'm trying to hip you all to the moves they be making. They all struggle, but still find a way to make a way. Fight back. Count, stack, stay black all day. So I seek to supply you all with inspiration, with information to remedy our present situation by showing you examples of black royalty, and you never have to question my intent of loyalty. We're moving forward with the strength that's supremely kinetic, confident, black, unapologetic, instilling self-love is what really we hope. No doubt about it, black people. We dope. Yeah, we dope. And tonight we got a dope chef on ESPN. Tonight we got a dope chef on deck, man. He's a young brother from my hometown. Once again, I don't know if he's from my hometown, but he lives in my hometown right now. You know what I mean? So, and I watched him go from doing the little chefing videos when he's in the kitchen, doing the little slow-mo, throwing the salt on the meat and basketball. I watched him, and I watched him grow, and I watched him grow, and I watched him grow, and I watched him go from the kitchen. I watched him go international with his things. And then I watched him do something real big, man. In my eyes, it's real big for someone to go out there and say, you know what? I got the passion, I got the skill, and I'm going to do this. So when we get back, we're going to come back and we're going to meet the chef of what it do. Okay, and we're back. You see, I'm in the room This is the throne room. Those are kings back there. So I'm about to bring another king on board to let y'all know what it's really about. Mr. Jarron Weber. What's up, bruh?
All right, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good, man. Hey, look, man, don't be trying to be all formal and all that up in here, man. Don't be doing that. We this is a conversation. We trying to get people to know you and so they know what it do. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Like I told you, I appreciate you and thank you for having me on.
Okay, thank you, bro. But so before we even kick off anything, there are a couple of things that we got to get out of the way. There are two questions that I got to ask you to make sure that we can continue on with this interview or with this conversation. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first question is, are you being safe?
Always. I strive every day to just maintain, stay out the way, and be able to make it to see another day.
Okay. The next question is, are you happy?
Yes, sir. This smile that I have right now is like nothing that I felt since probably the 25th, the night that I eventually became my own boss.
Okay. That's what's up. Okay, so now that you're being safe and you're happy, we can continue on with the interview, right?
Right.
Look, brother, I left Kings Mountain in 1986. You was a little pygmy probably when I left. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So I didn't really get the opportunity to get to really know you. So I called you you called me earlier today, and I told you, I said, what I say, man, I don't want to get in no long conversation with you because I want to save that for the interview because I want to get to know you just like everybody else. So tell the people a little bit about yourself, bro.
So, born in 1977, Light Oak, North Carolina, to Ronald Weber and Jane Jordan. So it was, tumultuous relationship growing up, but it is what it is. You always prosper and, not trying to be a statistic, but single parent household, you can always come out of there. You just got to have drive and passion and continue on through life. Moved around from Shelby to Concord to Gastonia to Charlotte, back to Kings Mountain and back to Shelby, and here I am now, 2021.
Okay. I'm trying to figure something out, man. But hopefully they hear you. So tell me, what it do? That's an odd name for cooking and catering service, right? Like what it? I think I inboxed you. I was like, "Hey, bro, you might not want to go with that." You know what I mean?
Right. And I remember that conversation, but you didn't fully understand and comprehend what I was saying until I came behind the scenes with you. Well, it was February of this year, and me and one of my cohorts, Mr. Maurice Jarrett, you know him as Tudor. That was the first time I really got to get outside of the USA and see another country and experience life outside of America. And when I was just riding around and listening to the music and feeling the vibes and just enjoying life, I'm like, this is what it do. This is what life is about. If you put yourself in positions to be able to enjoy yourself and not always concentrate on just work. You can enjoy some things. And I was like, it's a catchy phrase, but can I, not necessarily monetize it, but can I turn that catchy phrase into something that can stick with the American people, especially from where I'm from? If I can catch it on from there, I can make anybody love it.
I mean, it is catchy, and once I understood exactly, how you were going to incorporate it into what you were doing. I was like, okay, because remember when I saw the truck, I was like, oh, okay, that'll work. That'll work with the truck. Like, you know what I mean? Like that'll go good. And what it do is like, I know it's one of those things. They pull up to your truck. They be like, yo, Jay Webb, what it do? Right?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like what it do, so it's catchy. So how long you been cooking, bro?
I've been cooking my whole life since I was a little kid in the kitchen with both my grandmothers, my Betty Ann Weber and my other grandmother, Ann Jordan. And it's just something that was, that's just in me. Professionally, 6 years now.
Okay. So what made you 6 years ago decide to, get the documentation to label yourself as a chef?
Well, I had a pretty better, I won't say decent, a better than paying average job. But going through the turnstile of working and getting laid off and working and getting laid off, it was time for a change. And then I was going through, a major life change. So it was time to figure out a career and not just another job. And I kind of came down to Charlotte, brought my son down here, to be honest, to let him see what it was like. And something kind of hit me in the back of my head, like, you know what, you might can do this. And I will also say, if I'm not mistaken, 2005, I think Duke was playing Wisconsin in the national championship. And for all the people in Kings Mountain, I can always pay homage and give respect to Eric Tate. He was a solidified chef up in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And he was down here and he came to my house and just grilling out for the national championship. And he kind of tasted my food and was like, you know what, this is pretty good. Like, if you put your heart and your mind and your soul into this, really, you can make this happen. So it was kind of like a kick in the behind to be like, you know what, I can really do this. So let's chart a path to get where I'm trying to be today.
Well, you know what, a lot of people, right, when they get into their purpose, most of the time they get into their purpose out of necessity. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, they lose their job and they wind up doing their purpose because they lost their job. Right? Now, right, when they lost their job, they thought that was the end of the world. Right? That's it. Like, it's going to be hard, but losing that job push you into your purpose, right? Mm-hmm. You walking away from a good paying job push you into your purpose, right? Now, regardless of the money that you may or may not make at this particular venture of your life, right? The satisfaction of knowing that if you want to get up today and not go to work, right? Like, you don't gotta go to work. Like, you know what I mean? Now, there's ramifications of that. If you ain't working, you ain't getting paid. Rent and bills ain't getting paid, right? There's ramifications of it. But exactly, you're your boss. And a lot of people, they tend to think that's the glamorous life, but it takes a whole lot more discipline, a whole lot more effort to be on your own trying to do something than to have to clock in. Mm-hmm. Right? So I commend you, man, because anything that has to do with food is a whole lot of competition out there. A lot of competition. And for you to say, you know what? I know there's a lot of competition out there, but I can cook. Mm-hmm. Right? I can cook. I know my stuff is good. Exactly. That takes a lot, man. That takes a lot. That takes a lot of courage. That takes a lot of belief in yourself and your skill. So when you decided to do it, was it a battle, or was it like just forget it? I'm gonna do it.
As far as getting into culinary school.
Yeah, or just your own business, period.
Well, I can say honestly, I wasn't no spring chicken when I started culinary school. But I knew deep down that I could do it because I've been, like I say, I've been in kitchens since I was yay high with my grandmother, where a lot of kids was up trying to catch the school bus, going to school. 7, 8 years old, I was going to Elizabeth Elementary in Shelby, North Carolina with my grandmother. And it might have been just as minimal as opening up a can of green beans to help my grandmother out because she was the kitchen manager at the school, for almost 40 something years. But that always came back to me like that's where I started. That's where my roots began. So it's more or less when I got to culinary school, I let them all know like I'm here. I'm not here to play. I'm here to learn, and I'm gonna bust your hind end when it's time to get down. Just because I have that confidence in myself. If I don't believe in me, ain't nobody else gonna believe in me. And that goes out to anybody that's listening right now across the world, across the board. If you don't believe in yourself, ain't nobody gonna believe in you. And it's always gonna be that baddest man at the end of the bench. But never show fear. Never let them know you're scared of them.
Yeah, even the belief in yourself, right, started with someone acknowledging what you had, right? Like, with you and, the gentleman coming down and telling you how good your food was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if people hadn't told you that over the years,
Mm-hmm.
that belief in yourself that you can do it wouldn't have developed. You'd just be cooking.
Right.
Like you just be I'm cooking, right? But when
Right.
people tell you and they acknowledge how good your food is, that gets your gears turning. Like, hey, wait a minute, I may have something here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I may be on something, right? Let me investigate a little bit more. Let me investigate and see if I'm on to something. Now, a lot of people, for the most part, when someone affirms or confirms their skill, because it's just something that they do, they downplay it. Oh man, it's just some fried chicken. It ain't nothing, because they do it all the time, right? Like with you cook all the time. So when somebody compliments you on it, like, man, it's some fried chicken, or it's some shrimp with some type of sauce on it. It ain't a big deal to you. That's what I'm saying. Because it's what you do, is what you do. That's what you do. It's not a big deal to you. But what's not a big deal to you is a big deal to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
What's not a big deal to you is a big deal to somebody else. And that's who's gonna be buying your food anyway. It's somebody else. You ain't gonna be buying your own food.
Right. Right.
So when you went out there and you did what it do, did you have, because right now you have a food truck, right?
Exactly. Correct.
Now, when you started it, or when you on your initial conception of it, was it always about a food truck?
No, it was not.
Okay.
When I first started, and me and some of my classmates, we can always atone to cost control class. And I can tell anybody that's out there that's thinking about getting in the food industry, regardless of what school you are at, the cost control class is the biggie, because
Okay.
it you how to, but not only budget your food, but budget your overhead, budget your condiments, budget everything that's dealing with the kitchen. And I had my business plan set out, and then 2020 coronavirus hit, and I was dealing with the Small Business Association out at Cleveland Community College. And the guy, me and him was going over numbers and him telling me as far as how to deal with banks and small investment firms. And like I say, once the corona hit, that kind of shut the restaurant industry down. So, that kind of put a hinder in my plans, but I had to go back to the drawing board and rethink some things. So, my next initial thought was, according to my business plan, I needed almost $100-something plus $1,000 to get a physical brick and mortar restaurant. That just was not happening thanks to COVID-19. But it was okay. It pushed me in a different direction to get out and rethink it and go back to the drawing board. Okay, well let's try to be mobile with some of the cuisines that I can make. So that's where the food truck deal came in.
So the food truck was more so the backup plan.
I'm not gonna say the backup plan because that was, if I have plan A and I have a plan B, that means I don't believe in plan A. If that makes sense.
That makes a whole lot of sense. That makes a whole lot. So what you're saying is the food truck was a necessity plan.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, but that necessity plan is probably going to be the one that you make your name out of. That necessity plan, right?
Well,
because
what it do.
Because that's what it do. Because now you ain't hindered by being in one spot. Now you can go to festivals, you can go to carnivals, you can go everywhere now.
Right. Correct.
So what looked like a setback was really a setup.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like COVID looked like a setback for you with the restaurant and cooking, and you wanting to get the brick and mortar and all that. Looked like a setback.
Mm-hmm.
But you changed gears and you decided, look, I gotta cook and I can't let this COVID stop me from cooking. I gotta cook. How can I cook and get my food to the people? And you got your, man. I'm proud of you, bro. I am so proud of you, man, because hey, man, it feels good to bet on yourself, don't it, man?
Yes, sir. It really does. It really does.
Like to bet on yourself because honestly, whatever happens, you ain't got nobody to blame but yourself. Exactly. It don't matter what. It don't matter what happened. It don't matter what happened. You ain't got nobody to blame but yourself because you the captain. You driving this ship. So tell me, out of everything that you cook, what gets the most rave reviews? From what it do. What's the get the best reviews?
Right now, it's all about these saltwater fries.
Saltwater fries?
Saltwater fries.
Okay, explain that.
So I have a tray of fries. I also put some shrimp on one side, some sauteed shrimp, seasoned and seared to perfection on the left side. On the right side, I have beef sausages that I cut up and seared to perfection once again. And for the turkey lovers, I'm dabbling into people that don't eat beef, so there's your option. And then I kind of cover the middle with the Cajun Creole crab cream sauce. And I top it off with a boiled egg. So technically, it's like a crab boil that I put my own little spin on. That I do have to give some credit to a Miss Gucci Brooks from Shelby, North Carolina. I'll give her the credit for that. But food is always ever changing. And I told her what I was gonna do before what it do became a reality. but I will pay my homage to her.
Oh, wait a minute. So wait a minute. Let me get this right. I'm gonna make sure I got it right because you're paying homage, but you trying to tell me you stole somebody's idea.
Puffy made $1 million off of Ricky. And me and one of my good friends, you know, that's something we always.
Hey man, I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just messing with you. Listen, let me tell you something, man. I tell people this all the time, and I was talking to Tony Goins last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who would you? I'm gonna ask you a question. Who would you think the richest man in the world is?
Me myself personally.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't know that off the top of my head, but if I was to say anybody, you know, I guess my mind would be Bill Gates, even though I know that's not true. I mean, not Bill Gates.
You close.
Mr. Elon Musk, because what he's doing right now.
You close, but you know who the richest man in the world is? The richest man in the world.
Mm-hmm.
If Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos, the Amazon guy.
But this is the thing. You got Bill Gates. Bill Gates created Microsoft. It's an actual creation.
Mm-hmm.
An actual creation. Like a physical creation. Elon Musk created Tesla. It's an actual creation.
Mm-hmm.
He created something.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
Jeff Bezos didn't create nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And he the richest man in the world. Think about that. He name something Jeff Bezos created besides Amazon. And Amazon is a middleman. It sells other people's products. So name something that Jeff Bezos created that would enable him to be the richest man in the world.
I mean, you said it yourself. He ain't created nothing.
Now, I say that to say this.
Mm-hmm.
The creation don't mean nothing.
Mm-hmm.
The idea is the most important thing in anything. The thought of it, the idea. The fact that you took whoever it was, she may was just doing it for her family or doing it, and you saw it and you were like, hey, I can do something with this.
Right.
Right. Hey, I can do something with it. Because she didn't think that far. Right? She didn't think that far. You thought that far, and then you were kind enough to say, you know what? I got the idea from such and such. It was Gucci. I got this idea from her. Now, I would go further. I would name the dish after her.
Huh? I was talking with her boyfriend Saturday when I was in Shelby, and I told him,
okay,
you know, people know me. I love UGK, I love Pimp C and T.I., but you know, that's my man.
That's your man.
And that was always something me and him used to go back and forth about, right? And I'm saying that to say this. I told him Saturday, in the words of Mr. Sean Carter, she made it a high line. I made it a high song. But yeah, she know.
Hey man, let me tell you something, man. Nas said it a long time ago. No ideas are original. Don't think that you have an original idea. Somebody done thought about it somewhere.
Right.
Somebody done thought about it. Like, you know, you have these people, man, that do something and a lot of people like it, and they get puffed up on the fact that a lot of people like it, and you know, I did this. No, you didn't. You ain't the only one that did that. You're the only one. You're the only one that had the ability for mass amount of people to experience what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like you're not the only one that done it. Right? You know, so I like your humbleness in that because most people wouldn't have said that about most chefs wouldn't have said that. Most chefs, like, you know, it was an idea I came up with. I was laying down looking at the stars and looking at the moon, and it just came to me, you know. But but listen, man, I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you think the food truck industry will bring some competition to the fast food industry?
I would say yes, because food trucks are mobile versus brick and mortars.
Okay.
One thing we do have in common that I will say, not just food trucks, but just across the board as itself, you can't get people to work. Like people just don't want to work. And I mean, that's just how it is. You can't make nobody do nothing they don't want to do. But as far as bringing competition to your Hardee's or your Chick-fil-A's or your, McDonald's, as long as you have a good product, you are able to go places where they can't. Sometimes, if they make, because you don't have a Popeye's chicken everywhere.
Right.
You don't have I'm just gonna say a Blaze pizza or MOD pizza everywhere. So for me myself, I know personally they don't have saltwater fries everywhere. They don't have a Polish boy everywhere. They don't have my new creation I'm working on everywhere. So that kind of, gives me an advantage to me. And I may be wrong, but in my mind, I'm a pimp in my own mind. And, I know you like hip hop, but in my own mind, like I say, everybody don't have what I have. So I'm able to be mobile and go to different places and locations and let them experience that saltwater sandwich or that saltwater sandwich. Let me take that back. Or that what it do burger, or then what it do wings. You know what I'm saying? And then one thing I do like to ask people is, give me some feedback, give me some critique, because I'm not that guy where I don't listen. If something is too salty, give me some feedback, and I know how to, tweak my recipe a little bit. But I also want to know after you eat it, taste it, pay for it, because I'm gonna give you a 5-star product with a 3-star price, maybe even a 2-star price. But I just want to know what it do. Oh, I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. When it comes to food,
Mm-hmm.
everybody's palate is different.
Right.
Right. Everybody got a different palate, but a good chef, right? Like a good chef is able to find that medium to where he can get the most people to, or she can get the most people to enjoy this dish over a wide range of different palates, right? Like when I was in college, I took a food class too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I never knew how scientific it was. It's a scientific thing. Like it's not just you sprinkling some oregano on something and then tasting it. Oh, that tastes good. No, it's science. Like you right. It's
right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's some science that go along with that. Like understanding different flavors, how they melt into whatever it is, or not melt, but blend into whatever other seasoning that you got into at what temperatures, all that, right? Like all that stuff. I never knew that. I just thought cooking was just you throw something in a pan, right? Like, and then I realized like cooking is more about understanding seasoning.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding seasoning, what seasoning mixes with what brings out what flavors, what enhances what flavors, what brings out what notes. And it's hard because it's almost like art with the mouth.
That's very nice. And see, I've never thought of that. That's very nice. That's correct. That is totally correct. Art with the mouth.
It's art with the mouth, right? Like, because when you look at an artist, like me and you, we can draw a picture of Tweety Bird, but we can't draw like a real artist can draw a picture of Tweety Bird.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we can't do it like that because he's precise. He's precise. He's detailed. And from what I'm hearing and because let me tell you something. I wanted to sneak up on you on Thursday when you was up in
Mint Hill.
Mint Hill. I couldn't do that. And then I wanted to sneak up on you Saturdays because I wanted to taste your food, because if the food wasn't no good when we did our interview, I was gonna be like, yo, Jared, I mean, like, gee, I'm saying that I'm having you on this interview, but your food was nasty. But I didn't get
And I can take that because I'm that guy. Constructive criticism is always
it wouldn't have been constructive, trust me. No, but now what I'm saying, I wasn't doing it to do that. I wanted to do that because I wanted to give the people a first-hand impression about your food on how I felt. Now, how I felt about food don't matter because, like I said, everyone has a different palate, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone has, and if you're able to capture, let's say, out of 20 people that eat your food, if you're able to capture 3 people that like it, that's an accomplishment.
Right.
That's an accomplishment. A lot of people won't look at it like that, but it really is because everybody is different.
One is better than none.
One is better than none. So you still haven't told me what dish gets the best reviews.
Besides the saltwater fries, I would second that with the Polish boy, and that was something that was inspired by my girlfriend from her hometown up in Cleveland, Ohio, and you don't have that around here. So it's
the Polish boy.
A Polish boy, not just a Polish sausage, a Polish boy.
So it's the po' boy with Polish sausage.
No, it's a Polish sausage with barbecue sauce, slaw, and fries. Simple as
in a bun?
In a top slice hot dog bun.
What?
Like I said, we not used to it around here because that's not native to North Carolina, or not even native to the Southeast. But up north in the Midwest, Ohio, yeah, it's pretty big.
Do they put Crowder sauce on it?
Huh?
Do they put Crowder sauce on it?
No, it comes just like I barbecue sauce, slaw, and fries. And it is.
Is it good? Where you gonna be at next? Hold on. Where you gonna be at next?
Well, I'm having some issues, but I'll let the people know that I'll be back. I was supposed to be in Shelby Friday and Saturday, but due to unforeseen circumstances, I'll be back in Shelby Wednesday, 2:00, right next to the courthouse, up the road from the courthouse. Because a lot of people I ran out of food. That was a blessing in itself. It was a gift, but it was a curse.
Wait a minute, I gotta show you something. I gotta put this online. I would imagine this must be your girlfriend, Shonda Martin. Is that I hope it ain't. But
no, that's my cousin.
Okay, I don't want to mess it up. But check this out. This is what she say. She said, as we gonna just skip over them lemon pepper wings. You ain't saying about the lemon pepper wings now.
Well, I mean, my wings is my wings. Like, I'm finally out of the place that I work out of. At first, I really couldn't do my wings like I'm accustomed to doing. But last week, I had a conversation with one of my friends over there, and he's kind of let me use his shelf space as well. Because I told him, like, I have this product, but it's iffy, but it can sell. But like, I need space to do what I really want to do. And this Saturday, I got so many rave reviews over the wings.
Okay, so check this out, right?
Mm-hmm.
The BRI is a hub. I have a young lady. She bought a bus.
Mm-hmm.
She was actually me and my wife's wedding planner. She bought a bus. She's a chef as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking, man, there has to be some way where you and her, or she and you, I don't know the proper way to say it, man.
That's all right. It's all right, buddy.
You and her,
You don't have to be politically correct.
But it got to be somewhere where y'all can do something together to bring the people that like her stuff to one spot and the people that like your stuff to one spot, and then they can cross sample each other's food. Oh, that would be great, man.
Well, put it together. You got her info.
I definitely will. And then I got another brother in Atlanta. Since we're only 3 hours away, he got this school that he runs that's funded by the city of Atlanta, and they always doing stuff. So whenever they do something, I'm gonna make sure that you know something about it. So maybe you want to just drive down there and just park. You know what I mean? You know, even if it costs you $1,000 to get down there. If you make $5,000 when you get down there, that'll be right. Right? That'll be well.
Right.
Because that's what this is about, man. Like we was talking about earlier before we got online, we was talking about the crab in the barrel mentality, right? And he was like, you know, people just they have the crab in the barrel mentality. And this is something that I've been hearing about us as a people, especially Black Americans, my whole life. I've been hearing that my whole life, that, you know, we got a crab in the barrel mentality. Okay. We all have acknowledged that we have a crab in the barrel mentality. But why? Why do we have that mentality? That's the question, right? Like, that's the question. Why do we have that mentality? And where did we develop that mentality at? Because it seems to me that no other race of people on the face of the planet has that mentality.
Exactly.
Right? Like, I don't see the Spanish people turn each other down. I don't see the Asian people turn each other down. And maybe if we went to Asia, we would see that. Or maybe if we went to Puerto Rico, we would see that. I'm just talking about in the environment that I'm in right now. I don't see that happening. Right? I don't see that happening. So what do they have that we don't? And I can tell you what they have that we don't. They ain't got 250 years of slavery.
Okay.
Right? And 250 years of slavery not only shape yourself or shape your mentality about you as a person, but it also shapes your mentality about you as a people. Right? Like you as a whole people. So you'll hear somebody say, oh man, you know, that dude, he black as, you know, black at SHIT. And they say that like it's a bad thing, right? Like he black is whatever. Just by saying that lets you know right then and there that there's something that happened to you to make you hate on yourself. Because you don't hear other people saying, "Oh, you don't hear white people saying she just white as you, in a negative connotation." You don't hear that, right? So something happened to us on a plantation mentally that has carried on over generation after generation after generation, right? So I showcase people like yourself on my show to show people like, look, we ain't just rappers.
Right.
We ain't just basketball players. We ain't just football players. We ain't just entertainers. We're chefs. We're chefs. We're financial analysts. We're doctors. We're people in politics. We're all around you. But you don't want to acknowledge us because you don't see us with a whole lot of money.
Exactly.
But we're more important to you than any of those people with all that money. Why? Because they don't go to them people with all that money to get food. They come to what it do.
One thing, like that's just that mentality that I would say, and anybody that's listening and watching, from my first day my first job in the kitchen, I kind of messed up on what we call a stage. So it's kind of you go in and you show your knife skills, and they present you with sometimes maybe cook me 3 different types of eggs and give you 2 proteins and cook some vegetables. I know deep down I overcooked the chicken. Was I nervous? Yeah, it's my first, cook test trying to get a job. Did the chef overdo it? Yeah. I think he wanted to know how hungry I was. He was like, well, you know what? You start off in dish and work your way up. And I never forget that. Southminster, 2014. But once I moved up to cooking, it took me 4.5 months, maybe 5 months. Once I started learning things outside of school and learning inside the business, like I put on the hashtag today, giving the game back. I want to just, always show somebody how to do something. So that's where it's kind of breaking that mentality. Like, I don't want to see our people down. I want to see everybody win.
Yeah, but you know what? This is my philosophy with showing somebody how to do something, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily have to sit you down to show you how to do something.
Mm-hmm.
I just do it. I just carry on about my life and I go ahead and do it. And if you really want to do that, you watch what I'm doing and you'll figure out how to do it. Because I think like, you know what? When no one can teach you your passion.
Internal drive.
Your passion is all about you.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about, no one can teach you your passion. All that you can do, Jarron, is keep cooking, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Keep cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Keep cooking. Keep cooking. Keep putting out that slamming food that you slamming. And keep people talking about what it do. And trust me, some young guy and some young female are gonna be like, yo, I want to do what he doing.
Right.
I want to do what he doing. Right? Because whether you know it or not, either you are inspiring somebody or you leading them in the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't no in between.
Mm-hmm.
When people look at you, either they look at you like, yo, that brother get it together. Or they like, that dude crazy as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's it. And when I saw you, listen, man, no lie, I remember when you was in those kitchens working.
Mm-hmm.
I watched you. Whenever you put something up, I'm watching it. Whenever you say, I'm watching it. And I'm watching it because of our initial encounter.
Mm-hmm.
When you said, man, I'm in school and they need us to come up with a menu. See, I remember the whole scenario. You didn't think I remember the scenario, did you? I remember the whole scenario. You like, man, I'm in school and they need us to come up with a menu and I need it like ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The fact, this is what got me. See, you didn't know that. I did the flyer and you didn't say how much I owe you. You said what I owe you.
Mm-hmm.
And being in business, as long as I've been in business, that little thing right there, you don't know how big that was for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because a person who asks you how much I owe you, they're going to haggle you about the price.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to haggle you. They're going to try to Jew you down as much as they possibly can. About that price. Trust me. But someone who says what I owe you understands the value that you presented them with and they're willing to pay for it.
Because I know you was putting out a good product.
Exactly. And in turn, what did I do? I'm like, man, I ain't charging you full price.
Right.
Like, just, and it was only on, I don't know you. I mean, we seen each other in passing at, in little events or whatever, but I didn't get a chance to really know you growing up because I had left. But the fact that you invested in yourself, you in school, and you understood that you needed something. So at that particular point, price wasn't the option. Like price didn't even really matter. You needed to get something done. So price wasn't a matter to you. But I've been where you were at that particular time, trying to do something, trying to start something out. And I know this, when you're trying to start something out, Jay,
Mm-hmm.
the least little obstacles can make you say, forget it.
Right. I'm dealing with it right now, but I know like I can't let this little trip up deter me for what I'm trying to do.
Hey, you can't. You know why? What I tell you earlier today, I said just before something good is gonna happen to you, something bad gonna happen.
Something bad is gonna happen.
Something bad gonna happen. Listen, and that makes you appreciate what actually happens better.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Listen, man, you got what it do hats. You got your listen, you got hats. I done seen your shirt. You got the logo. You got
right.
you got the truck. Now think about it. Right there alone,
Mm-hmm.
right there alone, it's a $75,000-$80,000 investment. Right there, off the tizzy, off like right off the top, right. So now, whether you paid it up front or whether you got a loan, it don't matter. It's still $75,000-$80,000. It don't even matter how you did it. For you to say, I'm willing to risk $75,000-$85,000 on myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of guts, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
That takes a lot of. You got people who stay in apartments their whole life because they don't want to risk paying a mortgage.
Well, to those people, I got to say, I mean, if that's what you choose to do and you want to do, that's fine. Ain't nobody gonna make you do nothing in life.
Right.
But if you believe in yourself and you have a good product, you're gonna go for it.
All right, I'm gonna ask you a question then. For a young person who want to get into the cooking industry,
Mm-hmm.
what advice would you give them?
The main thing I would give them would be to go to school and go ahead and finish. But once you get out into the real world, don't get discouraged because it's gonna be hard. And it's, I've never worked with chefs like you see like on TV where they, throwing stuff and now they have chefs have foul mouths, and I do too sometimes, and a bad attitude in the kitchen. But one thing I learned is you go home, that's an old day, you wake up to a new day, a new challenge. But just don't get discouraged. If you feel like you can do it, then do it. Just don't ever give up. And Jim Valvano said that a long time ago. Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
So would you say that like the cooking industry is a good industry for a young black male or female to get into?
That's hard.
Or would you say it really has to be your passion?
Yeah, it really has to.
Okay.
So, Consensus America will try to keep us in this box, per se. And that's something that I dealt with probably the last 2 years. And I'll give credit to one of my chefs, one of my professors, Tara Ciata. And she kind of pulled me to the side 2 weeks before graduation. And this is a white lady. And she kept it real. When some people might not understand what keeping it real means, but she kept it real with me. And she said, Jarron, listen to me. I don't want you to get discouraged, but I want you to know that it's going to be hard out there for you. For one, out of spring chicken coming out of school. And for two, you're a black male. That in itself right there is going to be tough. But you just have to, stay your course, and have tunnel vision, and whatever goals you set for yourself, you keep going, you keep grinding, and don't get deterred. If it's like that branch in the road, that tree that falls over. What do? Do you stop? No, you don't stop.
You
You
swerve. You
go
swerve.
over it, you go under, or you go around it.
That's
But
right.
you keep yourself. So, some of my jobs, they would try to not show me different things here. Then I would go to another job and they wouldn't show me this. So I was kind of like in a catch-22. I couldn't get the job without the experience, but I couldn't get the experience without the job. But I never let that, stop my main goal. And that was to eventually become, at the time, line, dishwasher, line cook, supervisor, sous chef, executive chef. And now
you are the executive chef.
Yeah, so I kind of catapulted the sous chef and the executive chef. I was blessed to be put in the situation that I'm in now. So, it's not when I go to work, I can do whatever. I don't have to have the executive chef tell me, well, no, that's not going to work, or we not going to do that. Because I can do it regardless.
Because you're the executive chef.
Yes. And if it works, it works. It's fine. We'll run with it. If it don't work, then scratch it off the menu, chunk it up as a loss. But put your other chess pieces in order, and get back on the board with something different.
Hey, a great recipe is not discovered on the first take. You understand what I'm saying? A great recipe is not discovered the first time that person tried to put that dish together. He tweaked that. They tweaked that. Right? It's about tweaking, right? It's about tweaking. But listen, this is what I want to ask you, man. So Wednesday, you're back in Shelby, right?
Right, correct.
Okay, so what dish are you gonna give me when I pull up? What do you want me to try first?
Right now, I want you to try this Polish boy, because you kind of second guessed it.
Okay.
And just because it's something that's out of your norm.
Wait a minute though. You don't want me to try the new thing that you got? Let's see the new thing that you got. You don't want me to try that?
Okay, so these for the people, if you can see it. Let's see if I can get it over there. Let me see if there it is.
You gotta get it. Come on, Jay. You gotta get over top of it.
Is that it? Tell me when
that's
I'm right.
It. That's it right there. Now tell them what that is right there. Tell them what that is.
Can you see it? They can see a whole?
They can see the whole thing.
All right. So that's about to be my signature dish. Let's see. Where does it go back to? Was it Jack of Spades? Every good hero needs one.
That's right. A theme song.
That's my signature dish. So that's about to be the what it do wang and waffle.
What it do wang and waffle. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a blue waffle. For the people that don't know, hold on, let me get my camera right. If you seen my truck, me and my business partner, we tried to come up with something that would stand out. We didn't want to be, if you notice, a lot of restaurants, they have a lot of red, because red is kind of like a calm me down color. But we wanted something different.
Wait a minute, hold on. Actually, let me explain to you. Red is not a calm me down color. Red is a color that says stop. It says no, it really does. If you look at every fast food restaurant, they have red in it, because it symbolizes alert or stop or look at me. That's why. But go on. So
we wanted to come up with something that was out of the ordinary. If you ever see a lot of food trucks out and about, and a lot of the base colors are black or white. You know, you have some sprinkle here and there, but we wanted something totally different that would stand out. You know, I'm born in September. I'm a Duke fan. Royal blue is my favorite color. So that's kind of the base of the back of my truck. Hence being my signature disc. The lime green comes from just something different. And the turquoise was just something me and my business partner came up with, and we liked the colors. And once we got it together and we sent it to the company and they sent us the prototype back, we was like, yeah, that's about to be dope. So
hey, honestly, when I see your truck,
mhm.
and I would imagine that when people see your truck pull up, they don't think it's gonna be two brothers. They think it's gonna be two Mexicans because the color, like the color is not like brothers. They gonna have some graffiti on there, black, different colors. It's gonna be all, but yours is like, you know what it remind me of? You ever seen the movie Up in Smoke with Cheech and Chong?
Yep. Yep.
It reminded me of that van, of that truck that they was trying to transport.
That was made out of
Yeah.
caught on fire. Yeah, I remember that.
But what I'm saying is, the reason why I'm saying that is because your truck cannot be on the road and people not look at it. That's what I'm saying.
Right. That's what we were shooting for. Because
right.
You know,
times I'll be stopped and you not be like, "What's this?"
It be times I'll be at lights and I'll have the driver's side door open,
Mm-hmm.
and you know they'll just let the window down. What it do? What it do?
Yeah.
I'm in taste it and tell me what it do.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Look, bro. Do you believe we've been on an hour already?
No, it don't seem like it, but you know.
So listen, man. If you had to tell people, if you had to describe what it do, short, describe what it do. Tell people about what it do. Like, give me your description of what it do.
We're gonna grab your taste buds and we won't let go.
And that's what it do.
And that's what it do.
Okay, so look, man, we're about to sign off. But before we go, it's customary that you got two more questions that I gotta ask you.
All right.
And the last question is more like a third-part question, but a three-part question. But the first question is, what are you doing to push the culture forward?
I'm just trying to, you know, let young black and brown little boys and girls know that, you know, anything is possible. Don't give up on your dreams. If you have a dream, believe in it, do the groundwork, put your mind to it, and don't give up. Just don't give up.
You sound like music soul child on that right there. That's cool. Okay, so now the second question is, I need for you to name me 3 famous black people, and you cannot use these black people back here, but you need to name me 3 famous black people who are not athletes or entertainers.
Name you 3.
3.
For one, Betty Ann Weber.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
One is Betty Ann Weber. Like, you know.
Now, why is she famous? Tell them why she famous.
Because she always gonna be the greatest chef that I ever know.
And who is she?
That's my paternal grandmother.
Okay. All right. Betty Ann Weber. So 2 more.
Annie Lee Samuel Jordan.
Okay.
Annie Lee Samuel Jordan.
Okay.
She's known in my family as Grandma Jordan.
Grandma Jordan. Okay. And the third one?
Marcus Samuelson.
Marcus, and who is he?
He is a black chef that I started reading about my 3rd week of culinary school.
Mm-hmm.
And he inspired me from the point of view of he wasn't afraid to experiment with different foods. And when I say that, it's like putting Italian food with Mexican food.
Okay. So your paternal grandmother, your grandmother,
I'm maternal grandmother,
right? And Marcus Samuel's son. Okay, I'm gonna check him out.
You know I'm country, so my dialect is just a little.
We both country. We both. Come on now. I grew up. We both country. But man, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, bro. And before we go again, tell the people where you're gonna be at in the near future.
Well, this upcoming week I'll be in Uptown Shelby. Ashley Mitchell's Automotive at the BP across from the courthouse. And for the people that's listening and watching, you can find me across all social media platforms at What It Do Food Cuisines with the S. That's What It Do Food Cuisines. Don't be afraid to come out and, try something new. And as I always sign off, regardless, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, that's what it do.
Tony is saying, are you going to be in Kings Mountain anytime soon?
I'll tell Mr. Goins watching. Tell Mr. Goins.
Yes, he is. Hold on, wait a minute. Look what he said.
Yeah, I gotta get my electrical issues, situated. Hopefully in the next week or two. But man, I'll be all over, man. I'm trying to go, like you say, if it take for me to go to Atlanta, because I'm able to do that.
That's right. Yes,
sir.
Hey, brother, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. We're gonna do this again, but hold tight. I'm gonna end the show. And hold tight. I want to talk to you about something. All right.
All right, my brother.
All right. Mr. Weber, What It Do? Cuisines food truck. I haven't got the opportunity to taste his food, so don't think that this show is me trying to co-sign him. This show is me trying to expose him, trying to get him exposure, because obviously the brother can cook, because I've seen rave reviews about his food. So this week I'm definitely gonna check him out. But we're gonna sign off, man. It was another great interview, man. The time just seemed like it just flew by. But I enjoyed it, and I hope you did as well. Mr. Weber, man, very inspirational. Gave you some insight about the cooking, not the industry, but just following your passion and not giving up. But I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave you. Remember, in order for you to be a blessing, in order for you to receive a blessing, in order for you to receive a blessing, you must first be a blessing. And with that, I say peace, and remember, we dope.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DeWanna Warren Bigelow, and I am a 2021 Burlington City Council candidate. On Monday, October the 25th, I will be doing an interview with the Black Research Institute. Please tune in at 8 p.m. on Monday, October the 25th. Hope to see you all soon.